Squad Rugby League show. This week, Josh, he's wearing the Bulldogs hat. He's got every right to. My Roosters, we lost. We don't want to talk about the match.
We won't talk about it.
Josh has been a good sport.
This will be half an hour.
It will be half an hour of me crying.
I'll just keep talking.
And we still disagree on whether it was a send-off or not. But I think we'll jump straight into our strikes, spares, misses. And because Josh is being such a good sport and not going on about the Dogs win, I'll go into the miss first.
Let's go.
My James Tedesco. Josh has been talking about Teddy's tackling technique for a couple years now. Tough tackle, gets knocked out, gets me 6. So straight into my squad with a miss there, Teddy. And if you guys don't know already, I didn't mention how our squads went. It's because Josh is up 3-2.
Yes.
So
got the win. Rank 63.
And I got rank 92.
Which is not bad with a player knocked out.
Yeah.
Scored 922. Not too bad. Still falling short of that top 20 I want to hit, but we go again this week.
Yeah, we'll go again this week. I feel like the matchups were difficult last week as well. Bit hard to call certain things.
With the rain.
Yeah, the rain didn't help at all. Some unpredictable matches too. Like we saw some players from the Newcastle Knights stand up in the rain.
Yep.
Point scoring wise, and then obviously Doggy is like, I think if you had Burden in your squad, you probably did all right.
Yep. Probably. Burden's probably the only person that just stayed on the field and scored well.
Yeah. He's got a hat trick.
Yeah. But even for Manly, a lot of high scoring players there.
Yeah. If you had Cherries.
Yeah. Unless you had Edwards, Penrith players didn't score as well.
Yeah. Or Isaiah Yeo scored well.
Yeah. Yo, obviously.
Yo or Edwards.
But if you had any outside backs like I did, let you down.
Yeah. So, yeah, Josh goes up 3-2. We both fall in the top 100 for the first time, as in first week we were both in it, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So all positives going into round 6, which we are excited for. But yeah, Teddy's my miss with 6. Obviously got knocked out, and I had high hopes from him against the Dogs.
That's unlucky.
Who was your miss?
And he's out this week as well.
And he's out this week, yeah. Tough one for me.
Well, it's funny, my miss is Latrell. Scored 20. Yeah, not good enough. Obviously, 2 penalties, put on a report, and he's going to miss the next 2 weeks.
He could have been sent off or sin binned as well, which could have been a real bad score.
I mean, it could have got worse. So
he elbowed Sean Johnson's head.
Yeah, it should have been sent off. But anyways, I'm just glad they pulled it up. They were going to let it go. They pulled it up like 3 tackles later. But it's good they did that. But yeah, he's my miss. He's been my spare for the last couple of weeks. He started very strong, and then I just don't know. It's just not good enough. Have to replace him.
It's part of the Rabbitohs form slump. I mean, not that we're up to actually a slump. I think it's been like this all season, but you're just waiting for Latrell to stand up because we know he can do it.
Yeah, for sure.
But he's not doing it.
I think the main thing for Rabbitohs is you got to put him in the centres. I think this gives it a great call right now for Jai Gray to come in and show what he could do. I feel like if he plays a good game, it's hard for Latrell to get his spot back. Because assuming Jai Gray plays well, a young player, they play better without him, Latrell. We know he's a better centre. We always say it. You play here at left centre with Jack White in the halves, you've got a better squad.
Yeah. I always think, why didn't they put Tyrone Munro? I know he's so young. Yeah. Let him from now at fullback. Give him a crack. Stack up the centre position.
Yeah.
Fix your halves by moving wide in there. Obviously, when I say stack up the centres, put Latrell. We'll see more points scored and better for our game day squads. True. More options for us coaches. But onto the spares. We'll go in reverse this week. Miss, spare, then strike. I've gone with Val Holmes. Now, he scored 64. You might think that's a strike. Obviously, very good, especially if he had a gold card or a platinum. That'd be an incredible score. But yeah, 64 points scored. He's a spare because of the missed opportunities. Like, if he has a bad game where he doesn't score, doesn't get involved, doesn't have a try assist, line break assist, and all those attacking stats down his edge,
goal kicking,
his goal kicking isn't that good. Which we can see that can happen for the Cowboys. We've just been lucky that they've been able to attack so well.
Yeah.
When that happens, this guy's going to be a miss because I think he threw 2 forward passes by accident, made another 2 or 3 errors on top of that, gave away a stupid penalty.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if he holds it together, this is a 100+ game.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
He's got to be in the spare category. What about you? You thinking of bringing Holmes in at some point?
Yeah, I actually have. I've already brought him in.
Did you play in your squad this week?
He played in my squad this week. I had him with Tulagi.
Okay.
And I thought...
So you went full Cowboys edge?
Yeah, I really thought it was going to go very well. I mean, they got the assist try there at one stage. And then, like you said, it just got quiet. And then even Tulagi scored... He got, I think, about 17 runs he took. And he only scored 50 with a try, which is not that great. As you say,
Yeah.
Holmes scored a 64. I know he goal kicks, but that's, without a try, it seems like a really good score for outside back this round.
Yeah, well, for this round especially, but I just with all the missed opportunities that's out there, I got to put him spare.
Yeah.
Who's yours?
Mine is Tarpany. For me, I haven't stuck with Tarpany all year. It was a late introduction to the squad. Actually,
Okay.
a minute before the game, before the Raiders game, I swapped him in.
Josh, mate, getting all tactical.
I had to. Just a few players I just can't trust up. And I think the forwards is the hardest position to fill. I'm just going to say that.
Really?
I'm going to be honest. I think it's the hardest position to fill because, you can kind of predict which teams are going to score well, but it's hard to find a consistent forward right now.
I get that. I've found two. I'm lucky enough to find two.
I mean, Adam for me.
You need how many? You need 4 or 5.
Adam for me is just always in the squad. He's always in the squad at 50. But Tarpany did score 50 this week, which is why he's going to be my spare. I'm going to hold on to him into the squad, see how it goes this round 6. But yeah, very solid. A few offloads. Nothing too dangerous. A few errors, a few penalties, which you get from Tarpany.
And the outside backs dominated the game.
Yeah.
In terms of the point scoring, so I think he had less work to do at one stage.
Yeah, so which is why I find the 50 pretty impressive and good enough to just stay in the squad and, get me up the table.
Well, good stuff there. Strike. Now, unfortunately, going forward, I think this person's going to be I hope this person's my strike next week, and he'll be facing your team against the Bulldogs. Can you guess who it is? Jerome Hughes dominated Brisbane.
Yeah.
If you look at the final score, it wasn't a domination at all. It was actually a close affair. But in terms of his impact on the field, the bloke was everywhere.
Yeah, it's scary.
He scored a try, set up to a couple line breaks himself, couple line breaks assists. The points just added up non-stop. 3 forced dropouts as well.
Yeah.
He just kept the pressure on. Like, he was applying pressure like non-stop. And he's so like just zappy and electric on the field.
Well, yeah, I mean, it also helped. We discovered that Melbourne Spine played together for the first time since 2022? 2022?
2022.
Which is like,
yes.
So 2 years ago.
Yeah, it was. 2 years.
That lineup hasn't played together. And when you think about that, it's like...
That's 4 players.
That's 4 key players, and that's their first game together, and it looked like that in 2 years. I mean, I'm scared to be a Doggies fan this week. That's what I'm saying. I just know they're going to go crazy, and I think he might be a strike this week.
He's a freak, 94 with that gold card, and I'll be playing him again in my squad this week.
Yeah, don't blame you. Yeah.
Tough, eh?
Scary times.
Your strike.
For me, my strike this week was Sean Johnson.
SJ,
and
mate.
Not just a normal Sean Johnson, a gold Sean Johnson. 119 points. He scored over 10% of my points.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to think about. Yeah, he had a blinder. 2 try assists. The goal kicking was there as well.
Yeah, well, he only missed 1 kick, right?
Only missed 1.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
One, yep. So, I mean, without him, I'm not at the table. Let's hope he does it again. But I think that was a real sneaky for me that no one really had a gold SJ, I reckon. They went for the outside backs or maybe their fullback. But for me, SJ was my outstanding player of the round.
He just led them around the field, and then at points of the match, it was like, you know what, I'll do it myself. And that's what you want when you got a gold card. So
yeah, I mean,
I see why that's your strike. I assume he was your highest scoring player.
Definitely.
Yeah,
definitely my highest of the season. So
yeah. Wow, that's incredible. I thought 94 was great, but credit to SJ there. And the Wires, they've got Manly at home this
tough
week.
one.
So it's a tough one.
This is probably the hardest game to pick.
Yeah, it is pretty hard. Manly are outsiders, but Manly have looked to be, apart from that, you take the Dragons game out, they're the most impressive side this year so far.
Yeah, I agree.
So, yeah, that's strike spare misses done on the radar. We'll get straight into who's on the radar, and then we'll jump into the transfer market. But for me on the radar, I'll go with CNK. Chanticle Cookstad from the Warriors. He's on the radar, not in the transfer market, purely because we've only seen him play 1 match. But to score 71 points in your first game back at fullback away from home,
it's pretty good
against a team who need to desperately play and get a win for themselves and for their coach.
Yeah.
And still you were able to put him to the sword in the way that you did. I think that's incredible.
Without
and I feel like, he didn't score a try and he still scored so well.
Yeah.
So I'm like, imagine when he does get over the line himself.
Yeah, make a point.
You got to look at him this week.
Even with all the attacking players they have, and he can get the ball. No, he just takes those hit ups like Edwards, gets in the middle, takes the runs. That like I've said since the start, you get the ball in your hands, just score more points. So
it's true.
I think CNK is a perfect example. And you'll see him, I think it's mainly on the right edge. He likes to swing around.
Well, my concern now is how much ball Roger will get.
Yeah.
Or if you've got Dallin. I know he likes to sweep around and like
Yeah.
Whitney Zelezniak will score points, but it's like, what if they decide CNK to just keep drumming through the middle and he keeps getting points that way? You know, you're not going to have your centers and wingers joining up through the middle. It'll be more Wade Egan and Sean Johnson feeding off.
Yeah, I get you. But I think when obviously Dallin didn't play last week.
Yeah.
Him playing this week, I reckon you're going to see a CNK and Dallin
Link up like last year?
Masterclass, I reckon.
Yeah.
And it's going to keep CNK's spot for this season at fullback.
Well, fingers crossed, because Roger looks really good at centre.
Yeah, he does. I think their team, I've said this at the start, Penrith Warriors grand final, and I still think it's going to happen.
Yeah, I agree, mate. That's a solid Sports Shed prediction there.
Yeah. So, for me, on the radar, your man, Jerome Hughes. He's just, I don't know why he's on the radar. He should be my team, but like I said, I have a gold SJ with a silver Munster with a Dylan Brown on the bench. So
You got a silver Munster?
Yeah, I got a silver Munster. So it's
that's handy.
Yeah, I've got a pretty good halves combination there, my three halves. So for Hughes to make it in, me go spend some money on him. I need to see a consistent score again.
Yeah.
Without relying on tries, and obviously, like, as a halfback, you get try assists, but I want to see those base stats, see if they can, be very consistent this season.
Especially because his edge partner seems to be changing a bit here and there with injuries and suspensions for Melbourne, and Bellamy doing his random rotations.
Yeah, like what he does.
But yeah, so you want to see a good link up there defensively too.
Yeah, I think he will do it. So no doubt about that. It's just, like I said, there's players he has to fight against in my squad in order to get in, which is good.
It's tough when you're up 3-2 against me, mate. So it must be a good fight there.
True.
I've gone with Ruben Cotter as my second player on the radar. 59 points. We finally saw him get more minutes and more work in attack. Like he broke the line once or twice.
Yeah.
And he actually almost went in for a try that he stumbled over, I think, and gave the ball away to Reece Robson from memory. So it's good to see Cotter. Obviously, he always gets through the tough work. He's such a tough. He's a true Queenslander footballer. Pisses me off a bit being from New South Wales ourselves, but honestly, he gets through the tough work. And now I think as the rounds go on, we're going to see him get a few more minutes, and then he'll create a few more attacking opportunities. I think Cowboys they love throwing the ball around.
Yeah.
I think they've realized how damaging they can be when they go through the middle as well. And Cotter really leads that. So not someone I'd be looking to get into my squad right now, but definitely keep an eye out on him and see if he can keep up those attacking stats. Because if he can, there's high upside for someone who could potentially average above 55.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think, as you were talking, I was thinking about a player. I was thinking of Max King, a player who just last couple of weeks has just played longer minutes, and he's just doing better than what he was even last year.
Yeah,
which I didn't think he could possibly do. So, just like Connor,
it's just minutes with him.
Yeah, it's just like Connor likes to get the ball in his hand, runs hard. Probably won't get, he won't make many offloads or tackle breaks, but he's just running. He's getting the ball and running hard, post contact meters, which is where the points flow.
Couple tackle breaks too. He's a hard man to bring down.
He's very hard to bring down. So, I'll just put him on the same radar and look to see. He might have an injury scare this week.
Yeah,
got to see if he's fit. But Max King and a Cotter side by side. That's pretty scary.
Could be handy. Well, do we jump straight into the transfer market?
Yeah, let's get into it.
I'm looking at my Roosters cap isn't on, and I do like to take the complete bias out of things sometimes. But honestly, Luke Keary, you wouldn't believe it. He scored 69 points in our almost miraculous comeback.
Yeah.
This is a bit of a shame, and we'll get into this on SportsShed TV, so make sure you're looking out there. But Keary's playing better without Walker, and Walker's playing better without Keary. So it's tough times for us, but the thing is, Walker misses the match against Newcastle. Keary's going to be leading the squad. If we can manage to score enough points, we could see a good performance from Keary again. Am I saying he's going to score 69 again? Maybe not. But everything's going to fall into his hands. So if you're looking for a pod play this week, someone who's going to take full control of the team, up against Newcastle Knights, who I don't rate them defensively.
Yeah.
I'd
say Bradman's side
is a pot play.
I'd say Bradman's side solid, which that is Kiri's side.
Yeah, but now we're going to see Kiri move from
Yeah, I know,
6
yeah.
to 7, so he could be roaming both sides.
Could be doing anything. Don't
That's the thing, is that could be an interesting pod play.
know.
So
Obviously, you have Manu at the back who give the ball to Manu, try assist or something goes on there.
yeah, let him run amok.
And Kiri likes to follow Manu as well, so
Could be points off the back of it, attacking wise, and obviously in defense as well. If you look at those base points with tackles, they know Kiri's the main man. They're going to be running at Kiri all day.
Yeah,
make those tackles, son.
Very true.
For
me, I've gone Ryan Pappenhausen.
Pappy.
Not based off recent scores because he's been solid, but not outstanding.
Yeah.
But for me, having to let go of Latrell this week, and I had to bring a player in, and I already have a goal Tommy. So my goal Tommy's already taken one spot.
Nice flex.
Yeah, good flex. But I was looking through the lineups and the team list, and I was like, who can I bring in? And I think Pappenhausen against my Bulldogs. And I hate to say it,
I'm loving this.
I just see it. I just see him running around. Young Pappy.
Yeah. Fresh Pappy too. He looks fit.
Yeah, he's very fit.
The whole Melbourne spine looked fit.
So it's no coincidence I have a radar of Jerome Hughes and I've just bought Pappenhausen. So
fair enough.
Yeah.
My second person on the transfer market to look out for is another flashy fullback, but he plays for a team who aren't performing well at all. Could you take any guess who it is?
I don't know.
Jaden Campbell.
I was going to say it. Why not say it?
Should have just gone for it, mate. 71 points at fullback for the Titans, and he plays in a team where they love to attack, but they're still struggling to attack. Yeah. The defense isn't fantastic, but if you can keep that spot at fullback, he's definitely someone you should look to bring in because the Titans are going to go through him all the time. Like what they've got Titans have 3 players. 1, give the ball to Tino. 2, give the ball to David Fafita. 3, see if Brimson and Jaden Campbell can do something. Tino's gone.
Yeah.
All eyes are on Fafita because he's the only one in the pack that looks damaging. It's all about Jaden Campbell running around.
Well, who they got this week?
This week, the Titans. Who are they?
I don't know.
I'd slip my mind.
I forget. It's not.
They've got Canberra away.
Oh, Canberra.
They've got Canberra away.
Okay.
Slip my mind for a second. That's right, because I've got to get Rapana out of my squad because of his injury.
Okay, well, there's a chance there. That kind of match gives opportunity for Campbell to score well, because we know that this is young players against young players. Really.
Yeah, they just go for it.
Raiders are debuting a young fullback in Stewart.
Chevy Stewart, yeah, and they got Schiller playing this.
Schiller, yep. So Chevy Stewart against Jaden Campbell, which Campbell could just prove who's the top dog. So
yeah, plus he's so quick and he can just break out of tackles, and because it's such a thin frame, like obviously he gets smashed around pretty easily. Just breaking out of tackles and creating that opportunity to make that line break, even though he might have a few errors in his game or might not be structurally as good as another player like a Tom Trebojevic, the off the cuff stuff gets you a lot of points.
Yeah, it's true.
So, like Josh always says, you get your hands on the ball, you score points, and he's someone who loves getting his hands on the ball.
Yeah, exactly right. Well, you got any predictions this week?
Predictions. Look, I genuinely think, and this is going to sound crazy because we mentioned how hard it is with the forwards, but Stefano Utakamanu has been so impressive.
It's actually true.
I think he goes above 55. Which is a great score for a forward, in my opinion. And it's kind of like a left of field sort of pick here. They're up against the Dragons. But in that same sense, I believe that Lomax also goes above 55. So I'm going both of them above 55, and I'm looking to play a gold Lomax this week, which I thought I'd just chuck in there.
That's rough.
So, yeah.
That's good. Now, for me, I'm just going to, throw bad curses on my team just so we end up playing well. But I'm going to say Harry Grant scores above 80.
Wow.
Which is a big
Do you
score.
have Grant?
I have Grant. I actually have more Melbourne players than I do Bulldogs players. So
yeah. Well, we were going to see Josh's squad. We were going to do a squad reveal, but we thought we'll wait to get a bunch of questions in for next week because we want to be able to answer your fan questions. So always important that you get that stuff in, right?
Yeah.
Whether it's in the Discord, the comment section, whether you DM us personally, get all your questions in because we want to be able to ideally we want to go through the matchups in more detail and answer your questions. Which fullback do we play this week? Who should we play in the halves? What's your pick on playing an extra hooker or an extra forward given the matchups that we've got here?
Yeah.
We want to be able to answer those questions for you by showing our squad and what who we've selected. So we thought we'd tease it again.
Yeah.
the squad reveal. We'd wait to see what you guys have in mind for your questions.
Very cool.
In saying that, we do have a question, one
Well,
particular question that we're gonna choose this week because we only got a couple. So I thought personally pick one. So Josh, I know it's a bit of a surprise to you. I wrote it down here.
yeah.
Which team has the easiest matchup? I want to know who I should play in my squad. So I think they mean which NRL team, rugby league team has
Yeah.
the best matchup, so they can pick a player in their squad from that rugby league club.
I think I've been saying it all.
Okay, Josh. Apart from Melbourne Storm, who else should be targeted? And for those watching along at home, I'll pull up the draw real quick. So we've got Knights and Roosters, obviously Storm and Doggies, which we're not going to pick from. Broncos and Dolphins, Warriors and Manly, Eels and Cowboys, Souths and Sharks, Tigers, Dragons, Raiders, Titans.
Yeah, I think.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Because I'm thinking the Sharks off a bye up against Rabbitohs without Latrell and without Damien Cook.
I think a bit too obvious. I'm not going to go that game.
Wow.
I'm not going to go that game. I'm going to go scroll up a bit. Broncos, Dolphins.
Reece Walsh returns.
Walsh. Just because the rivalry. Last year, remember when Katoni took the intercept and he said, this is our town, this is our
city, our home.
City, our home, whatever he said. I think that's going to be Reece Walsh. Off the back of an injury, an unlucky injury, kept him out of the game. Obviously, they lose Herbie Farmworth. They lose Kafusi.
Yeah, Herbie and Kafusi are gone.
And they lose, I'm pretty sure someone else got injured. I can't remember the name. But
Flegler got injured, but he's been named to play.
He's named to play. But I think, those injuries in the middle and, Kafusi's a big hitter. And Herbie's quick.
And Herbie's massive too.
And obviously, they've still got, they got a young squad. But a player like Reece Walsh, who just is ready to get the ball in his hands, oh man, I just see him scoring and just playing out of his mind. Obviously, Adam Reynolds is out too, so he has to take more control.
It will be.
I mean, that's just my thoughts.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough.
Actually, I got a question for you. This is from me.
Okay. Some expert advice from second place, Norman.
Who has been the best player so far this year, in your opinion?
From a points perspective?
Yeah, points perspective and biggest influence on their squad, like in terms of their team.
Biggest influence on their squad?
Tough one.
That is a tough one. I'd say Dylan Edwards.
Yeah.
Like Cleary out, no problem. And he just so reliable.
Even though they lost this week, he still
turned up. He still got top 10. He still scored in the top 10. For points scored, which is insane. But in terms of points and someone who you just must have in your squad, or someone who's, I want to give you someone who surprised me. Zach Lomax.
Yeah.
Moved to the wing, taking tough carries, making meters, tackle breaks, offloads, goals, mate. The goal kicking and the try scoring, he's really, really surprised me. So I've got him up there in a high regard. But someone that you can't, like, I'd say you can't afford to not have this person in your squad, mate. At this point, it's got to be Nico Hines.
It's still Nico Hines.
It's still Nico. It's still because it's like no matter the matchup. Like obviously, you had that. Like Sharks haven't had the. I know they've just come off a bye. They haven't had the most fantastic start to the season, but still he's turning up. And I know Trindle's taking the ball off him, but still, how is he still scoring well?
It's true. So
I'm like, when you're stuck with the matchups and you're like, oh shit, like who do I play this week? Like what's going on? It's like, why not pick Nico? Like that's my thing. And if you're a player that can force that mindset on to a coach like us, I'm like, why isn't this guy the most influential?
Yeah.
If you want to go with matchups, like, you look at what Jerome Hughes did or what Sean Johnson's done, like, oh wow, that's crazy. Can they reach those heights every single time they play?
Yeah.
No.
Next point. Yeah.
So yeah, probably didn't expect that one, but Nico, and he's in for a big one too.
True.
So yeah.
So yeah.
Keen for that. But find us on all socials at SportsShedTV. We'll be pumping out the content. A few exciting things coming up on our personal page too. But as for GameDay Squad, all you coaches, best of luck for this round. And please let us know all your questions so we can smash through those. We'd love to spend a good 5 minutes on that, going through it next week.
Yep.
Any Any closing comments?
Listen, we hope everyone has a great round with their squads. Hope not better than ours.
Yeah, please no. Let's crack into the top 20.
Let's get there. Just give us a chance.
We didn't even ask for top 10. We're asking for top 20.
Yeah, just top 20. Not asking for much.
Yeah, me 19 and Josh 20.
No, but you know what? It's been good. This is round 6.
Yeah, we're going to round 6.
Crazy. Time's flying.
Yeah, time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah, it's true.
It looks like you're having more fun than me at the moment with how things are panning out, but it's still super close.
It's still close.
It's only 3-2. We're only going into round 6. I'm thinking a magic round, and that's still
Can't wait.
That's still what, 6 weeks away?
Yes.
Like
it's a long way.
And I'm this 6 weeks have flown by already.
I mean,
since we started the show.
We'll be there in no time.
So yeah, we'll be there in no time. So that is the GameDay Squad Rugby League show wrapped up for another week. Good luck, everyone.